The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Hello, mate. It's me, Rusty the Sports Clown. Just kidding, I don't speak French. Check me out, it's gonna be so much fun. See ya.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is the head coach of the Gladiators, Dominic Bramante. And Dominic, what a weekend you had, man. It was.
We must have had a good weekend because I'm here on the Steve Davis Show. Usually,
you know what? And I say that.
It's been a couple of years.
You know what? I set you up because last week we were saying, and you thought I forgot about you, and I says, you know what? He's going to win. I set you up big time, and I'm glad you. Then first guy I text on after the win was you to let you congratulations, big win. For, the Gladiators yourself, all the owners, the city of Albuquerque. It was huge. It was a big deal. We've come a long way in 3 years, Steve, and I think that the production showed that. I mean, from the 4 o'clock tailgate to the end of the game. So we've got a lot of work to do, though. The work has just begun with the Duke City Gladiators. Well, we're going to reflect on that a little bit, but but you control your destiny. I mean, and every coach likes that. I mean, after this schedule that you got this year, we're going to go through this schedule. I mean, I'm just saying, at this point, at the beginning of the schedule, you were very concerned. Let's just go back. Let's go back to. I would say I was a little bit more than a little concerned. I was. I remember you not very happy with it. You're sitting in here and going, and you had John and you had Matt, and you're like, all right, guys, what you guys want me to coach or what? Well, it was the upset was, Steve, not what we had to play. The upset was that our opponents didn't have to play that schedule. We would take on any challenger, but the people that we're competing with for a tournament spot don't have that same schedule. And so, for example, last week the force between us and the Dallas Marshals, we were at a plus 120. They're at a minus. And they're ahead of us with a minus 4 points against, and we're at a plus 120. And so, there was such imbalance in the schedule this year that it wasn't competitive. For us to have to go to Dodge City twice, and Dodge City hasn't lost. To go to Amarillo twice, and Amarillo hasn't lost at home. And the Texas Revolution, that's a gauntlet. I don't mind going gauntlets. My team doesn't mind gauntlets. But the other teams that we're competing with better go gauntlets too. And that didn't happen this year. So explain to the public out there that that basically they only take 4 teams. Is that correct? 4 teams in each division. Yes. Each 4 teams in each division. And there really is no crossover between the North and the South in a regular season. So it's really there's 7 teams in each division, and you want everybody to play a fair and balanced schedule, and we didn't. There was no fair and balanced schedule. For example, we played Amarillo and Dodge City 7 times this year, which is ridiculous. And they're the top 2 teams. They're the top 2 teams, and they didn't play each other once. And we have to play them 7 times, and they don't play each other once. That's not acceptable. It's embarrassing to the league. It's embarrassing to, it's just not acceptable, Steve. That being said, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year, week 12, we're at home, we control our destiny, I would tell you I'll take it. because look at your home record is pretty good too. You're 5-1, and your home loss was to
1 point.
Dodge City by 1 point.
Amarillo by 1 point.
Yeah.
Amarillo by 1 point.
So.
And we had to lead that game, if you remember, the whole game. We turned the ball over twice at the end of the fourth quarter. They converted both. We didn't step up defensively, so we made mistakes offensively, made mistakes defensively. Came to the overtime, we scored, kicked the extra point. They scored, went for 2. They converted and won. And so.
Well, let's even go one step. Out of your losses, out of your 5 losses, it's 15-point margin.
That's amazing.
So that's, my math is good, that's 3 points. You're down. That means that every game that you were in, where I'm going with this, it was an exciting season for the fans and for the deal, and even as a coach. Because you were going down, your heart was beating every game. Your heart's going 100 mile an hour down to the last second.
Every game, you're alive. That's for sure. But really, we're 15 points away from being undefeated, Steve. We talked to our team, and our team believes they're the best team in the CIF. They believe that.
You know what? And I watched it. I watched it Saturday night. And I'm critical. You and I have had talks, and we'll sit down. And I'm not
sometimes more than talks.
But I see things from the coaches that is not from that a lot of people don't see. I know, I told you about the warm up. The warm up I thought was crisp. I thought the things were there. They came in. They were ready. Ready to go. They started off. You score on your first possession. That all of a sudden your guys are ready to play.
When you overcome adversity, this. It brings a team closer together. We've had adversity off the field and on the field. And our team is as tight as any team as I've ever had. That's the strength of our team. We've got superior talent, but the strength of our team is the chemistry of our team. And that's the thing that excites me.
And look at you. Again, you said it. Two of your road games are to the top teams, as Dodge City and to Amarillo, and you have a heartbeat. Right now, you got a heartbeat, and a team that. What's probably more satisfying, as I always talk about in any sport, anything, is a team starting to peak, and that's where I'm seeing this team here. There's good things happening right now, and it's not like I go to practice and I come in and try to do it. I watched your whole season. I watched, people are surprised how much I do. I read all of Andre's articles down to them, and I try to I'm a coach, and I try to analyze what's going through your mind between the lines.
Right. No, this team is special.
Not that I know it all, but I'm just saying. But
it's about as professional as it gets. We've lost a ton of talent to the CFL, to other leagues, to injury. And this team has been about as professional gets. Next man up. And that's literally how it is. It's next man up. And the next man up performs. And so we've got a great challenge in front of us, but this has been a year of great challenges, so we're tested. I couldn't ask for a better opponent than the Dodge City Law. That's who I want, and that's who we got. And so it's going to be a street fight Saturday, and our guys are ready.
You know what's funny? Before the game on Saturday, I was just talking to some people around where Proview Networks was set up, and they go, "Oh, this is going to be a great one." And I says, "Yeah, just sit back and relax and just wait till the last minute." I said, just don't get don't get too excited. Just wait for the last.
Right.
And it actually kind of happened a little bit in that game. Y'all went up like 3 touchdowns, and then they came in and scored, and then it looked like they were going to score. They missed that field goal, and then after that field goal, it just seemed like you controlled you controlled the clock, you controlled them, and kind of stifled them from getting anything going in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
It's arena football, and it ebb and flows, and it doesn't just flow one way. It ebb and flows, and when adversity hits, we said at halftime, listen, adversity's going to hit in the second half,
and they're going to come.
We're going to overcome adversity, and when adversity hit, we overcame it.
I thought, because of all these close games, I mean, and I've watched sports, just like you have for many years and watched comebacks and things, and with. You know, in the back of Amarella's mind, they thought they could come back and beat you.
No doubt.
I mean, they came in. That coach was in, all right, guys. This team came out fired up. They had the home court. They're coming out here, and
you wouldn't expect anything else from an Amarillo-Veneta team, a Julian Reese coach team. Absolutely, at halftime, absolutely. You know, we knew at halftime this is a 0-0 game. Any less mentality, you know, we're going to find ourselves succumbing to adversity. But, you know, the mighty men of the Duke City Gladiators looked down adversity and, you know, we overcame it and went away going away, you know. And so we're ready, man. I mean, this team is tried and true. You can't play the tough games that we've played this year, the ones that we ended up on the bottom, you know, part of the score. Each one of those games, Steve, we had the ball at the end. Each one of those games, we had the ball with the win. And so we are, when I tell you of any of the teams that you've covered in this great city and the great sports traditions of this city, we are as battle tested as any of the great teams of the past, of any sport around here. We are battle tested. We're ready. We are ready for Saturday.
I'll tell you what, we're going to go to Dave and Buster's top 10 plays, and we're going to come back and talk more Gladiator football.
Oh no, it might be an own goal. Keeper. And that's a goal. Yeah.
Beautiful ball. Keeper came out to meet it, and then it went through her hands. Sydney, box, still over the ball. There we go. Right off the bat. This is Friedrich. He missed the free kick, and he missed his big kick. Here we go. Pure top corner. The rush on PKs. 4-3 on the penalty kick. Morello with a shot.
There it is.
There's a third. Beautiful build-up. Box. Oh, there's the equalizer.
Is it Vega?
It is.
Jason Vega.
Oh, he saved it. And it's over. Marcus comes up huge. He stops two of them. The winner of PK. Oh, yes.
And Eddie.
Don't forget, every Proview Network sporting event is on sale at our DVD store. Go to www.proviewnetworks.com to buy your DVD today.
Hey Lobo fans, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Samantha.
Jaguar Land Rover Albuquerque has been a family-owned business since 1988. The 2017 Jaguar F-Pace has been named the winner of the 2017 World Car of the Year and World Car Design of the Year.
Land Rover's signature terrain response system is flawless against any curveball New Mexico weather can throw at you.
We have a class-leading extended warranty on all Jags and Land Rovers and one of the greatest pre-owned inventories in the state of New Mexico.
Call 505-797-3600 to schedule a test drive.
Welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got special guest is Dominic Bramani, the head football coach at Gladiators, and his heart's still beating, man. He's got one life, he's got one leg, he's got another weekend, man.
You know, it's exactly right. It's life, man, and to play in a game of this magnitude, it's where you want to be. You know, we're very fortunate. You know, the first year, our rookie season, we got eliminated last game of the year in Dallas. Last year, it was the game before the last game against Amarillo. Now this year, we're back to knocking on the door. And to think of the success we've had in our 3-year existence, you know, I'm pretty proud of our body of work, but we've got to walk through the door now.
Well, let's go back. I mean, you know, you and I have gotten to be, over the last 3 years, we've gotten to, you know, we've had some great conversations. We talked about the team, and, you know, I'm not one of those guys that comes out. I just follow what you're doing, and whenever we have great conversations outside of basically the arena. And
we have a relationship.
And then so, you know, last year you made some great points, and I was really proud of you. I was like sitting there going, you know, you were disappointed that you felt you had let the city down. I mean, because you know, you was like, that was all on me. I mean, and you had some crazy things happen last year. I mean, that were out of your control. I mean,
Exactly.
you were
losing our quarterback.
When
we
bringing
were
a quarterback
place.
in.
Exactly.
I mean, it was like,
Exactly.
I mean, if it was like, you know, and that's what happens in coaching, and you can sit there and make excuses and make deals and all right, this, but really you never did that the whole year. It was like, all right, the next man up. I like what you just said today, next man up. Right. And you know, and the next man up didn't get it done, you know, for you in the time.
Nor did I.
Right, and you accepted that, and I just want to tell you that I never had said anything about it. I've been, you know how I am. I just wait to bring it up, and I have the show, and you can't hit me right now, so maybe you can hit him.
He's not this nice away from the cameras when it comes to his opinions about what we do, so I'll take it. Thank you.
But you know, and it was, you know, and again, I saved this segment for this week because I had a great feeling. And I'm good about it. I just had a feeling you're going to win. I feel you're going to win next weekend. I don't, you know, or this weekend. That's just how I feel. And the city needs to get behind. I'm just to see, like you said, you know, the tailgate, all the things that happened during the game, the people came out and done. I mean, that's just, and for the price that they're getting, it's very entertaining. And you even heard my guys that Alden was the first time. He's going, man, this is pretty neat. This is cool.
I went to the movies on Sunday. Was on, you know, the Memorial Day weekend. Wanted to get away. Me, my wife, my son went to the movies.
What did you see?
Pirates.
So did I. We're probably at the same time. We were in the same place in the same show.
Cost me $130 to go to see Pirates, a 2.5-hour movie. $130 for the three of us. Whereas, you know, you could come out to a Gladiator game, get more action, get fed for $100 less. I mean, I was sitting in the theater after they swiped my card, and I was going, wow, you know, to go to a Gladiator game is night and day, and it's so cost effective. But the great thing about it is that you're going to be sitting on the edge of your seats. I wasn't too impressed with this Pirates. Were you?
Well, yeah, I did, because my mom and everybody was happy, and I went with my family, and so, you know, but you know, it's either like it or you don't like it. But
I thought the other Pirates were a little bit better. You know, though they set the bar high, I would like to see Johnny Depp's character. Captain Jack is, you know, I would like to see. He wasn't the main character in this movie, Captain Jack. You know, so that's the reason why I like the Pirates, because of Captain Jack.
Well, you know, you just keep fitting the deal. Eventually, it wears out. Okay?
Right,
that's one. The continuation is good as the one before. The expectation, you have your expectations of going in, or set at a bar when you first go in to see what you're like. Oh, this was really good, and then each time you got to meet that bar, and it didn't meet your bar.
But you liked it. It met yours.
No, I was like you. I was in between. I wasn't like disappointed, but I wasn't expecting much, because I wasn't expecting.
Because they've had such great success in the past.
Right. And I didn't know that how you know, I like some of the action though. Some of the stuff that they did in the filming was pretty good. Now that we're in the film, I mean, that was very creative and some of the stuff like that. So I got more into their creation, not on the more. I got more in tune in the, not in the movie, but more in tune to the production of what the movie looked like.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But that being said, there was a whole lot more action at the Gladiator game than there was at the Pirates movie. So
well, and again, there's what I probably talked to 100 people. I mean, I didn't get to talk to you, but I talked to about 100 people. I was out walking, you know, I just go out and do my thing. People don't really know. I was just out there talking, you know, and asking, you know. And what was amazing is that they knew it was a must-win. I mean, if you would have talked 3 years ago, they were just there. I mean, if that's you've come a long ways. I mean, they know this is a big game, and they want everybody wants to see a playoff home game. I mean, that's what you believe in, and that's what your team believes in. But I'm just saying that's got to be you know, you stayed here in Albuquerque. You had other coaching jobs, but you could have left.
Right. Somehow
they landed up in Chapman and was enchanted you to stay here. And
you know, exactly. Our first press conference that you covered, Proview was there. You know, I said we've got to build a culture of winning. That doesn't happen overnight. That doesn't happen in a year or two.
You got the rivalries. Everybody knows now that Amarillo. I mean, you could probably put Amarillo down every weekend. Okay, that would be
to compete the way we have with Amarillo in our 3 years. They've been around for you know how long? 12, 14 years. Amarillo's been around. You know, they were the Venom, and right before they were the Venom, they were the Dusters. That franchise has been around a long time. They know when they play us. They don't know how the outcome's going to be. They know it's a rivalry, and so. But our goal, our next goal, is to this year make the playoffs and win out. Then the next goal will be, because it's a process, home playoff.
Well, game. No, it's almost even you know, we do more. Just go back to the high school level. When a new coach comes in and takes over a program, his first thing is his first year, he just wants to have a winning season. I mean, that's
survive. First year, survive. You know, when you're building, really that first year, you're implementing your program. You know, looking for your type of player. Really, in a rebuilding process, the second year really is the first year, because you're looking. You know, there's so many changes going on. You know, our goal was to find the right player, the right coaches. Landrick Brody, who's our offensive coordinator now. You saw his game plan out there. He was dynamite. He is a natural. You know, I am so happy with Landrick Brody as our offensive coordinator as we move forward as a program. You know, this season, next season, and there on that. We are going to be a highly competitive football team. We've got the coaching staff that we want. We've got the players that we want, the type of players that we want. We've adjusted to these type of rules in the league. We expect moving forward high success. We believe we're at that point on the football end of the Duke City Gladiators that we are going to reach the level of success that we talked about 3 years ago. And we've gone through the process. We've done it the right way. So I'm excited about the future of the Duke City Gladiators. Never mind the game Saturday. I'm excited about the future of the Duke City Gladiators. And hopefully the city of Albuquerque and the state, with your help and my 50's help, we'll get to know who we are. It was nice. I was at the Wine Fest this weekend, had no wine, but there were people that recognized us. You know, great game last night, Coach. Congratulations. You know, go get them this week, which was nice.
Well, it's even amazing that, you know, my 50, it's statewide except for Las Cruces. So basically, it's every not to put that wasn't a dig or anything. Maybe it was, and maybe it was. I said that they need to get it into Las Cruces.
Everybody that knows you, Steve, knows what that was.
So that you know, I had some friends in Hobbs, and they were watching the game, and it's funny how, you know, you talk about putting your system in. I put my system in 10 years ago,
sure.
And my system is finally starting to show up like now. Okay.
You know what? One could be said that you're every bit as good. Your guys, your production is every bit as good as ESPN. Every bit as good in watching an arena game. You guys are cutting edge. The camera on the field. You guys do a great job production-wise, and that really makes us look better. I'd like for you guys to use the cameras that make people look maybe 40 pounds lighter.
Well, they're working on that. The technology
that works make me look a little bigger.
The technology is I don't know. It still hadn't done. Well, we could go animated, okay, and put you as an animated and make that part of it. But
make me look a little handsome.
just leave that and then put you in with the just the body.
Well, that would be a challenge to your production guys to see how good they can make me look.
That would, but I thought, on that part of it, I thought you looked, I watched your demeanor on the thing, and I felt bad because I didn't get a chance to really get to talk to you because I would like to give you a hard time, and
well, you like to do it during pregame. Is when you like to give me a hard time.
That was all over, and I said, no, I ain't gonna go out. I might get thrown out. They might get somebody extra.
Well, if you ask anybody within our organization, they'll tell you that coach was a little on edge this Saturday.
And that's why, I've been around. I've been around the block a little bit, but I tell you, you did. And you may not even remember, before the game, though, you went around and shook everybody's hand and took the little kids, and that meant so much to the kid. And all you were doing was just trying to relax yourself, saying, hey, you know what, this thing's about to get going. Am I correct?
I was saying, yeah, but I also wanted to let people know that we needed them. We need that ninth man there. The fan base.
How about those,
I don't know if they realize.
That was huge, man. That was
the clappers,
because it just brought energy out.
It did, and that was courtesy of I-9, Roger Lynn, and I-9, and it was an atmosphere. But going around letting people know, hey, we need you, and we do. We need them. We need the people there because they definitely inspire, our players. Our players feel their energy, and. They did an outstanding job. Everybody did, from your team to, the ninth man to our players. Let's do it again. Let's do it again Saturday night.
Well, definitely, and I want to talk about mine. They dressed up. They were in their deal. They thought it was Monday night NFL football.
Right.
They took it. Sebastian. I talked to him on Friday, and I thought he was going to go watch the Lobo game or whatever, and he goes, no, I'm going to go. He went back and watched all y'all's games, and he was critiquing all the players, and then Ed Nunez is, he's been doing your games on the radio. So
it's a great man.
So you guys had two guys that, you had the guy that's been there.
They knew us.
They knew what, coming in and trying. They knew the players. They knew the deal. They knew the opposition.
Right.
It was like, and I want to thank those guys because that's something that shows you that the Gladiators meant something to them. That this is they might get seen on a different picture too. So
no doubt. This is a team effort, and so. Even within our organization, from the game ops people, Andres does an outstanding job with game ops. John and Matt and the rest of the ownership team and setting the whole schedule up from your production. This is not an easy thing. This is professionals. Pros have to take care of this stuff. And Saturday was really a nice
Well, what
day.
was so special about, special about Saturday or just this weekend, okay, and people don't realize this is the level that we're getting, is we did 3 quality broadcasts, which we had. I want to thank the city and thank
the Mountain West broadcast.
We did the Mountain West broadcast. We did the Soul simultaneously.
Wow.
It was on Comcast Channel 26, and we had instant replay at all the places, and so it was the first time that we had 3 productions going on with instant replay. And with top quality announcers, Mountain West provided their own announcers, but but it was actually a great moment for Proview Networks.
Well, there's no doubt, and without a doubt, without sounding or trying to blow some hot air up your skirt. Not that he's wearing a skirt. You got great talent. I mean, you've got good people. You know, from Adam down, your production people are, you know, the best around. You know, and I don't know how you've gotten the production people that you've gotten. Company, you know, small company, but yeah, you've arrived. There's no doubt. Proview's arrived, and you know that's what we're trying to do at Duke City. You know, you're part of the fabric of this city now, Proview, and you know everybody knows Proview, and so we're just trying to follow the lead. You know, so. Well,
Coach, we're going to come back. We're going to get some highlights of that thriller. To put you in, to keep your heartbeat going and keep that life for this next Saturday night.
Let's go.
For 55 years, people have bought trucks from Tillery in Los Lunas. We have a great selection of vehicles, the quality service department, and some of the best deals in the state. But most importantly, we found people prefer to buy trucks from people who actually drive trucks.
Tillery is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Locally owned and operated, located in Los Lunas, right off I-25, exit 203. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of Proview Networks. It's been a fan favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but 2 great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's off Academy and in Nob Hill. Visit the Frontier Restaurant. Due to heavy construction on Central, take lead or coal coming north or south. The Frontier Restaurant. Get your Frontier fix on. Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Terry Cosper Insurance Agency is a proud partner with Proview Networks and a proud supporter of New Mexico High School athletics. Terry's been a local farmer's agent for over 20 years for auto, home, life, and business insurance. Just like high school sports are important, so are teen drivers. For more information, call Terry or one of his licensed staff members at 898-5556. Quotes are available for you.
Altitude Sports Grill is where Albuquerque's sports fans won't miss a game. With locally crafted brews on tap and refreshingly crisp cocktails. Located in Hotel Cascada, Albuquerque residents find a staycation worth staying for. Catching Lobo sports, enjoying a beer on the beach, or wiping out, Hotel Cascada is home to your urban adventure. Affordable guest rooms, no-hassle water park parties, and much more.
Garden Sort's Team Sales is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game. Garden Schwartz Team Sales features fine products and apparel from Wilson, Schutt Sports, Speedline, and Russell Athletics. We offer custom embroidery and screen printing services for all of your school or club needs, from team uniforms to school letter jackets. Specializing in all sports and serving all communities, from big schools to small schools, from up north to down south, or all points in between. Garden Schwartz Team Sales. For great prices, friendly staff, and quality products, call Garden Schwartz Team Sales today at 1-800-880-7767. That's 1-800-880-7767. Since 1939, Garden Schwartz Team Sales is a proud supporter of New Mexico youth athletics.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on fire. So maintaining this old car is your best option. Keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Coach Bramante here, the head Gladiators coach, and we're going to give you, I know you can probably saw it on film a little bit, but you can sit back and be the play-by-play guy. We got some, of that game on Saturday night.
There was some good plays on that game, boy. I'm excited to see what we've got in the can.
Here we go.
I'm excited to see. Here's some of the highlights. Highlight number 1, Donovan, and I believe is that, well, that was Andre London, I believe. And that was Big Sherm. That was Big Sherm. That was a slip. Sherm, we moved to guard, and we ran a tight end slip, and he scored a touchdown. This kid, what can you say about this kid other than this kid is one of the best players in the country, Jason Serta. Monzano's own Jason Serta.
New Mexico bred.
I mean, he
was hurt, came back.
He's missed 2 games. He's got 100 tackles. 100 tackles. This is Antonio Bray. You can see how explosive and quick he is. We think he's like a Madden player. He is a dynamo. And then little play action to Julius Walker, Juice, and good. And here's Antonio Bray again. So I mean, we've got talent, Steve. I mean, we really have talent.
Donovan, he had a great. I mean, I think he had 5 touchdowns or so in this game.
I think he had 6.
Did he have 6?
I think he had 6. He, without a doubt, and was that Juice Walker again? He without a doubt is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Was that London, Andre London? He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Only getting better. That's the thing that excites me the most about Donovan, is the success that he's had in his pro career. He's still getting better, and I think that encourages me. That's for sure.
Well, you said a couple things in this interview, and it just showed up in that film. Is you're happy with your offensive coordinator.
Exactly.
And just watching, this is a team, and I've coached a lot, and I've watched a lot of games and everything, and here's a team that knows all your strengths and weaknesses, and those plays, there was nobody close to them. I mean, whatever the tweak or whatever it is was did, I don't want to go into X's O's how you did it or anything, but I'm just telling you.
Julius, you won't find out on this show, Julius. You won't find out what we did.
But I'm just saying, you tweaked it and you found their weaknesses, and they didn't have no answers, and that's. It seemed like if I'm the defensive coordinator for Amarella, I'm on edge because I don't know what you're going to do. Before I could predict, kind of I played you 3 or 4 times. I have you. Right. Everybody has tendencies, has deals. You guys just seem to keep them off edge the whole game.
The great thing about Landrick Brody as the offensive coordinator is that he played this game for a long time. He played until he's 36 years old, so he knows this game. So he knows that, tendencies are followed. And so he moves, he doesn't stay, he's not conservative at all where let's do what we do well. He's more of let's attack the weakness of the defense. And we'll go from there. And that's what he's done as a great job. Our offense is one of the top offenses in the league.
Always been.
The whole league, even under Meadow.
Right.
As you know, beginning of the season, Meadow Lemon was our offensive coordinator. We needed Meadow in the GM position, so he got elevated to the GM position. Landrick was a player at the beginning of the year. And he blew out his knee, and to be a part of the team, he'd be on headsets up top during the game, and that's how it came about. And I would hear his play calling up top. I would hear how he would work with Meadow, and he was just a natural. And so that was the guy. Your goal when you want when you build a staff is you want family. Guys that you trust. They're loyal, all the different ingredients. Landrick's like I call him Big Son because he's been with me since I've been in Albuquerque, and so we're excited about that. And he does a great job of keeping the defense on their toes.
Well, for a novice, I mean, I knew it. I mean, it was like even they were just those were just 2 wide. I mean, anybody can see. you're playing against a team that's, you know, is good, a disciplined team, and they need a win too. They need momentum going on. I mean, it's just like, it's not like, oh, we're going to roll over and let you guys win. They wanted to put you guys out of this situation.
It's not like they're saying exactly. They're playing for home field advantage.
Right.
They're one of the top teams. They don't want to go on the road for the playoffs. So this was a must-win for them. You know, the week before was against Centex, and they only played, Nate, maybe 2 series in that game. But you saw against us, he played every snap because they knew, number one, they wanted us out of the playoffs, and number 2, they wanted home field advantage. You know, if we're fortunate enough to beat Dodge City Saturday night, we're going to Amarillo next week.
Well, let's kind of talk about Dodge City. Okay, team you played twice on the road, and two games that went down to the wire. I guess all your games went down the wire, but you're on the road. And I want to stop before you deal is going to Dodge City. It's a road trip. I mean, is it a 2-day trail?
Yes. It's a
2 trip. So you're not getting. You have very little practice time. I mean, or practice time is in between there. That's not
right
because you've got to rest. You're on. Am I correct? Or
you know, this team, Dodge City Law, they got great players. I mean, they got great players, Dodge City Law. But I don't like the franchise. I don't like them. My team doesn't like them.
Well, they don't like you then.
I don't like the head coach. We are different in personality. He doesn't like me. And we're not shy about telling each other how much we don't like each other. And so there's going to be all the drama there Saturday night. I couldn't think of a better team to play in a game of this magnitude than
So you have a natural respect from
our rivalry is Amarillo.
Yeah,
that's our rivalry.
But that's a. I mean, you guys like each other. You guys. I mean, I'm just saying. But it's hey, you know that this is just the fans.
Well, we like each other because of the professionalism that each organization shows. Us in Amarillo. I like Julius because of the professionalism that he shows as coaching. We know that the games are going to be a little bit chippy, but they're going to be very hard played. They're going to be, you know, from the owners of our organization, from the owners of their organization, there's a mutual respect for each franchise because they know, each franchise knows when we play, it's going to be, for the lack of a better term, war. It's not the same with Dodge City. Dodge City does not, you know, there's just a dislike. There's nothing about Amarillo and Julian Reese that I dislike, or their team. You can see the camaraderie of their team. You know, Nate Davis will come in my office pregame and sit down and visit with me, you know, pregame and stuff like that. That's not the, that's it. This series with Dodge City is completely different. You know, and usually as a coach, you like to, you know, maybe, you know, keep your cards covered. No, I don't. With Dodge City, there's no keeping the cards covered. I don't like them. Players personally, they've got talent, but you know, their head coach, it's personal.
So the role is reversed now with Dodge. They got to come here. Is this the first time that they've been here? So they're not. They haven't seen their arena.
No, they've been here in the past.
They have in the past.
Yes, they've been here in the past. They came here in 15.
I don't see them.
Yeah, they came here in 15. They came here.
It's still some of those players.
This will be their second game in 3 years. Yeah, they're players.
So they haven't been. You know, they haven't been to Albuquerque.
No doubt.
The altitude may be a little different too. I mean, for them.
You know, it is what it is. They're in shape. But this game is personal. Never mind the tournament. We could have been, you know 0-11 right now, and I'd still be sitting here saying, "Hey, this is personal. This is personal. This guy has shown our team no respect, and it's time for payback."
Well, Coach, we're going to come back. We're going to talk more Gladiator football, and we're going to calm you down just a little bit because I don't want you to get too upset.
You get me
Hey
thinking.
Lobo fans, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Samantha.
Jaguar Land Rover Albuquerque has been a family-owned business since 1988. The 2017 Jaguar F-Pace has been named the winner of the 2017 World Car of the Year and World Car Design of the Year.
Land Rover's signature terrain response system is flawless against any curveball New Mexico weather can throw at you.
We have a class-leading extended warranty on all Jags and Land Rovers and one of the greatest pre-owned inventories in the state of New Mexico.
Call 505-797-3600 to schedule a test drive.
For 55 years, people have bought trucks from Tillery in Los Lunas. We have a great selection of vehicles, the quality service department, and some of the best deals in the state. But most importantly, we found people prefer to buy trucks from people who actually drive trucks.
Tillery is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Locally owned and operated, located in Las Lunas, right off I-25, exit 203. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of Proview Networks. It's been a fan favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but 2 great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's, off Academy and in Nob Hill. Visit the Frontier Restaurant. Due to heavy construction on Central, take lead or coal coming north or south. The Frontier Restaurant. Get your Frontier fix on. Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Coach Vermonte here, head coach of the Gladiators, and got your blood going a little bit. Let's gonna have some fireworks, man.
You had your masseuses here.
We can't do much with the hair and stuff like that and the facial, but we got you.
I appreciate the masseuses that you came to calm me down, rub my shoulders down, calm me down. So. Yeah, it's personal, this game, so let's not get back on that because I'll get all amped up.
But let's just talk about, again, a brutal season. I mean, we talked about, I know your big concern was, to keep, I like the way to keep your team focused and to be in this position, and you said it earlier, was it being 6-5 and have a chance to be in the playoffs and a team that is personal motivation. If you could win that, that would even make everything even better than for your whole season. So,
yeah.
But the fans. I mean, I think this weekend is going to be huge. I mean, there's no Memorial Weekend. There's no excuses not to be at this game. Okay, there is no UNM. There is no. This is.
Well, if they want to be entertaining, and if they're looking for some good entertainment, I know we've got a strong fan base. We need every one of them to bring a friend, to bring somebody in a family. Come on out. We need you. Come on out. That being said, they're going to see great football. The talent level is going to be phenomenal. One of the things that you started to notice, I don't know if you noticed, Steve, during our pregame introductions, you're starting to hear that name followed by University of New Mexico a little more than they've ever had here in the past. We have got a strong contingent of UNM football players that hopefully our fans can identify with.
And tell you what, and Andreas does a great job, or your press release video, it's always UNM,
Right,
and I, even myself, how many do you have now? I know of 3 that do. So
we have from our offensive coordinator, who's UNM, to
quarterback.
Darryl Johnson is UNM. Our quarterback, Donovan Portery, is UNM. Our running back that got hurt early in the year, Dwayne Davis, was UNM. Let's see, defensively, Fatu Ulale, defensive end, UNM. Brett Bowers, a defensive lineman, UNM. Jamar Latchison, defensive lineman, UNM. It's something that we're really, really proud of, that UNM players now come and play for the Duke City Gladiators. UNM looks at us as a viable alternative, their football program. Their players look at us as a viable alternative to extend their careers, to keep playing, keep trying to play, for those upper leagues and stuff like that. But hopefully it gives our fan base, a little bit of we talked about it before with our coaching family, keeps our fan base, sees it as family, and identifies with it a little bit more.
And then also, this shows you that, again, here's UNM, if you're on the other end of it, if I'm Coach Bob Davies, is that he wants to be talking about his players' futures. If you're talking to a young man you're recruiting, going, hey, we have the Gladiators here. I mean, this is maybe not what you want, but it keeps your career alive.
Keeps it alive.
Keeps
exactly
it alive.
Right. Keeps it alive.
And again, it's, what Bob Davies has done, if there's some people that don't like him and do it, I respect what he's done. He's built a system, and we got and if we could just get the fans to go out and help him get bigger, then I think that
he's done an outstanding job. That's for sure. I've known Coach Davies since he was at Notre Dame. Coach is very cordial with me, and so we wish him the best of luck. We watch his team. We try to gauge who could be a future Gladiator, obviously, off the team. But when we started, UNM didn't really look at us as a viable
Well, a lot of people
alternative.
didn't. I mean, just to be straight up. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you've come a long way. Again, if you look at pro teams and the history of pro teams in New Mexico, is the stability in the economics. Okay, okay, that's one thing, and then also the coaches change, and so when it's like I'll make this one. The other team, they had 5 coaches in 1 week. I mean, how do you build a program when you're a player? You don't even know who.
One of the things that. You're right. Stability is important, and I can tell you
and longevity.
This. Exactly.
In every sport, it doesn't matter if it's high school or college or pro. Look how long the tenure of that coach is the success of all the pros. It's really
one of the things that I've told my owners, maybe to their demise. I'm not going anywhere. I've had job offers. I don't even look at job offers because. I'm at an age now where I know who I am, and
that took a long time. I'm glad you figured that out.
I know who I am, and I know where I want to be, and where I want to be is Albuquerque. Literally, that's where I want to be. My son starts school here this fall here in Albuquerque, and Albuquerque has become home.
And he's a mirror and image of you.
Another good-looking guy, that's for sure.
But he's a great
Another good-looking young kid, And so he fell in love with Albuquerque. He plays for an AAU team out here called Blackout. And so Albuquerque, the goal was to have the Duke City Gladiators be part of the fabric of this town. And we've got a 4th season that's guaranteed. and then a 5th season. We're going to be here for a while. And that's exciting because how many people, including yourself, you know, you've had a history, you understand what's going on. How many people would have believed that 4 years into this, we'd still be here?
Well, first of all, what Mike Hayward did last year, I mean, that 2 years ago. I mean, this is 2 years ago.
No doubt.
That shows that he's a New Mexico guy and he wanted to get it done. And and for him, you know, his role's a little bit changing, but he's still involved and he's right there. But he's
my right-hand guy. I don't want to give him too much credit because
you have to listen to it.
Yeah, I have to hear it.
I have to hear it too. So
exactly. So we want to keep him out of the studio.
But he wouldn't be here unless he saw the vision. He put up with it. He had different owners, like we were talking. Right. He's gone through.
For anybody out there that wasn't with us when we started in 15, what Matt did was he mortgaged everything, his home, his vehicles. I mean, he put it out on the line for the Duke City Gladiators. Without that, there'd be no Duke City Gladiators. He believed that much in it and still does believe that much in it. Now, we've transformed into a major ownership group now that Matt's still a part of in that major ownership group. But now we're kind of a different, we are a legitimate business in Albuquerque now. And when me and Matt were around 3 years ago, we weren't. We were hoping we would come, but hey, let's start it and maybe we'd find people that would,
start buying into what you're doing. And
that's what's happened.
And it's, you made, I know this for a fact, the fairgrounds are happy. They couldn't believe that you're getting this many people in. And we need more people, so let's don't stop start there. But you just
we started the journey.
It's one of the things you just said. Was first thing, hey, the crowd. Did you see the crowd? See, you didn't think I was there, okay? So you were trying to.
It wasn't that I didn't think you were there, but you're such a big person. Who knows where you?
Well, I mean, you should have known that I would have been there.
You're a socialite here in Albuquerque, and when you're a socialite, who knows what party you'll be at?
Well, and then I'm out promoting. I want, here we are. We have for all, and I just using Proview networks, but it all, in My 50. We got people, My 50, they want to promote the community. 26 Comcast, which I control and do things with. We want to do the community. And now we've got people like yourself that embraces us, that all of a sudden we're all over the state. And that even gives pride for your players. I mean, you know what? You're going to embarrass yourself in front of
the state of New Mexico.
You can actually in your mindset, you can say, you know what? 1 million people are out there. You have this opportunity because My 50 has 1 million, subscribers.
I have. As you know, I'm the.
And then we replay it on Comcast, and then there's another 200,000 people.
As you know, I'm the only full-blooded Native American coaching on a pro football level. And what it really does, what you guys really give me the opportunity to do, is reach an audience like in Shiprock, to reach an audience like in Gallup, to reach an audience like in Rio Doso. It really is a platform. People don't really realize it really is a platform. I really understand that, and as our relationship grows, our team grows, Proview grows, I'm really going to look to take advantage of that in Native American country.
And I know we're about to run out of time, but I just want to, what you do with the community, and I saw it just on the front of Gladiators, all of the stuff you do in the community that nobody, you go out to Shiprock, you go out to their things, you go out and that is building. You don't know how, you can't put a price tag on what that's doing for the Gladiators, and I already know it does great for you.
We have got such a good, not only football team, but we've got such a small, administrative team that does so much. From Chuck Lopez, not just John Lopez, but Chuck Lopez, Vidal Lopez, Jason Pena. We have such a great team. Tora Mangione, it's phenomenal. These people really believe in the Duke City Gladiators and what the Duke City Gladiators can mean to the community.
Well, Coach, we got to Good luck this weekend, and congratulations for being in the situation you are in today.
Pleasure to be here, Steve.
Thanks.